Question 1. What is the danger zone temperature range for bacterial growth in food? A. 32°F to 70°F, 0°C to 21°C. B. 40°F to 140°F, 4°C to 60°C. C. 50°F to 150°F, 10°C to 65°C. D. 60°F to 130°F, 16°C to 54°C. Answer: B. 40°F to 140°F, 4°C to 60°C. The danger zone for bacterial growth in food is between 40°F to 140°F, 4°C to 60°C. In this temperature range, bacteria can multiply rapidly. Question 2. Name 3 common symptoms of foodborne illness. A. Headache, blurred vision, and dizziness. B. Nausea, diarrhea, and fever. C. Coughing, sneezing, and runny nose. D. Fatigue, insomnia, and dehydration. Answer: B. Nausea, diarrhea, and fever. Common symptoms of foodborne illness include nausea, diarrhea, and fever. Question 3. How long can food be safely left at room temperature? A. 1 hour. B. 2 hours. C. 4 hours. D. 6 hours. Answer: B. 2 hours. Food can be safely left at room temperature for up to 2 hours. Beyond this, it enters the danger zone for bacterial growth. Question 4. What are the 4 key steps to food safety? A. Wash, separate, cook, chill. B. Clean, cut, cook, store. C. Peel, chop, boil, freeze. D. Select, sanitize, steam, serve. Answer: A. Wash, separate, cook, chill. The 4 key steps to food safety are wash, separate, cook, and chill. Question 5. Describe the difference between cleaning and sanitizing. A. Cleaning removes food. Sanitizing removes moisture. B. Cleaning removes dirt. Sanitizing kills bacteria. C. Cleaning uses soap. Sanitizing uses heat. D. Cleaning is for surfaces. Sanitizing is for hands. Answer: B. Cleaning removes dirt. Sanitizing kills bacteria. Cleaning removes dirt and debris, while sanitizing kills bacteria and other pathogens. Question 6. What is a foodborne illness? A. An allergy to certain foods. B. A dislike for specific types of foods. C. An illness caused by consuming contaminated food. D. A condition caused by nutrient deficiencies. Answer: C. An illness caused by consuming contaminated food. A foodborne illness is an illness caused by consuming food contaminated with harmful bacteria, viruses, or other pathogens. Question 7. List 3 types of food contamination. A. Biological, chemical, physical. B. Natural, artificial, accidental. C. Microbial, synthetic, textural. D. Organic, inorganic, external. Answer: A. Biological, chemical, physical. The 3 types of food contamination are biological, chemical, and physical. Question 8. What is the primary cause of foodborne illness? A. Improper cooking temperatures. B. Cross-contamination. C. Poor personal hygiene. D. Time-temperature abuse. Answer: C. Poor personal hygiene. The primary cause of foodborne illness is often poor personal hygiene of those handling the food. Question 9. How can food handlers reduce the risk of foodborne illness? A. By cooking food at high temperatures. B. By wearing protective clothing. C. By practicing good personal hygiene. D. By using preservatives in food. Answer: C. By practicing good personal hygiene. Food handlers can reduce the risk of foodborne illness by practicing good personal hygiene, such as regular hand washing. Question 10. What should be done to food immediately after thawing? A. Freeze again. B. Cook immediately. C. Leave at room temperature. D. Refrigerate for 24 hours. Answer. B. Cook immediately. Food should be cooked immediately after thawing to prevent the growth of harmful bacteria. Question 11. When should food handlers wash their hands? A. Before and after handling food. B. Only after handling food. C. Once every hour. D. Only when they are visibly dirty. Answer. A. Before and after handling food. Food handlers should wash their hands both before and after handling food to prevent contamination. Question 12. What is the correct way to wash hands? A. With cold water and soap for 5 seconds. B. With warm water and soap for at least 20 seconds. C. With hot water and sanitizer for 10 seconds. D. With water only for 15 seconds. Answer. B. With warm water and soap for at least 20 seconds. The correct way to wash hands is with warm water and soap for at least 20 seconds. Question 13. Why is personal hygiene important in food safety? A. To keep the food looking presentable. B. To prevent physical contamination of food. C. To prevent the spread of foodborne illnesses. D. To enhance the flavor of the food. Answer. C. To prevent the spread of foodborne illnesses. Personal hygiene is crucial in food safety to prevent the spread of foodborne illnesses. Question 14. What should a food handler do if they have a cut on their hand? A. Continue working as usual. B. Cover the cut with a bandage and a glove. C. Stop working until the cut heals. D. Wash the cut and use hand sanitizer. Answer. B. Cover the cut with a bandage and a glove. A food handler with a cut on their hand should cover the cut with a bandage and wear a glove. Question 15. How often should food handlers change their gloves? A. Every 4 hours. B. After handling raw meat. C. Once a day. D. Only when they tear. Answer. B. After handling raw meat. Food handlers should change their gloves after handling raw meat or whenever they change tasks. Question 16. What should a food handler do if they are feeling sick? A. Take medication and continue working. B. Inform their supervisor and avoid handling food. C. Work only with pre-packaged food. D. Wear a mask and gloves while working. Answer. B. Inform their supervisor and avoid handling food. If a food handler is feeling sick, especially with gastrointestinal symptoms, they should inform their supervisor and avoid handling food to prevent contamination. Question 17. What are 2 reasons for wearing a hairnet or hat while preparing food? A. To prevent hair from contaminating food and to look professional. B. To keep the head warm and to absorb sweat. C. To prevent hair loss and to shield from heat. D. To comply with fashion trends and personal preferences. Answer. A. To prevent hair from contaminating food and to look professional. Wearing a hairnet or hat while preparing food is important to prevent hair from contaminating food and to maintain a professional appearance. Question 18. Why should food handlers avoid wearing jewelry? A. It can distract other employees. B. It can harbor bacteria and cause physical contamination. C. It is considered unprofessional. D. It can get damaged during work. Answer. B. It can harbor bacteria and cause physical contamination. Food handlers should avoid wearing jewelry because it can harbor bacteria and may also cause physical contamination of food. Question 19. List 2 personal behaviors that can contaminate food. A. Wearing a uniform and using sanitizer. B. Sneezing/coughing near food and touching hair/face. C. Reading recipes and measuring ingredients. D. Using a thermometer and washing hands. Answer: B. Sneezing/coughing near food and touching hair/face. Two personal behaviors that can contaminate food include sneezing or coughing near food and touching one's hair or face while handling food. Question 20. What should be done with food when a food handler has been diagnosed with a foodborne illness? A. Discard all food the handler has touched. B. Continue serving the food as usual. C. Reheat the food to high temperatures. D. Freeze the food immediately. Answer: A. Discard all food the handler has touched. If a food handler has been diagnosed with a foodborne illness, any food they have touched should be discarded to prevent the spread of illness. Question 21. What is the minimum internal cooking temperature for poultry? A. 145 degree Fahrenheit, 63 degrees Celsius. B. 155 degree Fahrenheit, 68 degrees Celsius. C. 165 degree Fahrenheit, 74 degrees Celsius. D. 175 degree Fahrenheit, 80 degrees Celsius. Answer: C. 165 degree Fahrenheit, 74 degrees Celsius. The minimum internal cooking temperature for poultry is 165 degree Fahrenheit, 74 degrees Celsius, to ensure harmful bacteria are killed. Question 22. What temperature should hot food be held at to prevent bacterial growth? A. At least 135 degree Fahrenheit, 57 degrees Celsius. B. At least 140 degree Fahrenheit, 60 degrees Celsius. C. At least 145 degree Fahrenheit, 63 degrees Celsius. D. At least 150 degree Fahrenheit, 65 degrees Celsius. Answer: A. At least 135 degree Fahrenheit, 57 degrees Celsius. Hot food should be held at 135 degree Fahrenheit, 57 degrees Celsius, or higher to prevent bacterial growth. Question 23. What is the maximum temperature for cold holding of food? A. 32 degree Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius. B. 36 degree Fahrenheit, 2 degrees Celsius. C. 40 degree Fahrenheit, 4 degrees Celsius. D. 45 degree Fahrenheit, 7 degrees Celsius. Answer: C. 40 degree Fahrenheit, 4 degrees Celsius. The maximum temperature for cold holding of food is 40 degree Fahrenheit, 4 degrees Celsius, to inhibit bacterial growth. Question 24. How often should temperatures of hot or cold holding foods be checked? A. Every 2 hours. B. Every 4 hours. C. Every 6 hours. D. Every 8 hours. Answer: A. Every 2 hours. Temperatures of hot or cold holding foods should be checked at least every 2 hours to ensure they are held at safe temperatures. Question 25. Why is it important to cool food rapidly? A. To improve its flavor. B. To prevent bacterial growth. C. To retain its nutrients. D. To prepare it for freezing. Answer: B. To prevent bacterial growth. It is important to cool food rapidly to prevent bacterial growth, which can occur rapidly at temperatures between 40 degree Fahrenheit to 140 degree Fahrenheit, 4 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius. Question 26. How should large quantities of food be cooled safely? A. In a deep container on the counter. B. In shallow pans in the refrigerator. C. Covered tightly with plastic wrap. D. In a single large container in the freezer. Answer: B. In shallow pans in the refrigerator. Large quantities of food should be cooled safely in shallow pans in the refrigerator to allow rapid, even cooling. Question 27. What is the proper procedure for using a food thermometer? A. Insert it in the thickest part of the food. B. Place it on the surface of the food. C. Insert it in the liquid portion of the food. D. Use it only for raw food. Answer: A. Insert it in the thickest part of the food, The proper procedure for using a food thermometer is to insert it in the thickest part of the food, away from bone, fat, or gristle. Question 28. Why is time temperature abuse a concern in food safety? A. It affects the taste of food. B. It reduces the nutrient content. C. It can lead to the growth of harmful bacteria. D. It changes the color of the food. Answer: C. It can lead to the growth of harmful bacteria. Time temperature abuse is a concern in food safety because it can lead to the growth of harmful bacteria, increasing the risk of foodborne illness. Question 29. What are the guidelines for reheating food for hot holding? A. Reheat to 135 degrees Fahrenheit, 57 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. B. Reheat to 145 degrees Fahrenheit, 63 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. C. Reheat to 155 degrees Fahrenheit, 68 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. D. Reheat to 165 degrees Fahrenheit, 74 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. Answer: D. Reheat to 165 degrees Fahrenheit, 74 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. The guidelines for reheating food for hot holding are to reheat it to 165 degrees Fahrenheit, 74 degrees Celsius for at least 15 minutes. Question 30. How should frozen food be safely thawed? A. At room temperature on the counter. B. Under cold running water. C. In a warm oven. D. Using a microwave. Answer: B. Under cold running water. Frozen food should be safely thawed under cold running water, in the refrigerator or as part of the cooking process, but not at room temperature. Question 31. How should raw and ready-to-eat foods be stored in a refrigerator? A. Together to save space. B. Raw foods above ready-to-eat foods. C. Ready-to-eat foods above raw foods. D. In the same container to reduce waste. Answer: C. Ready-to-eat foods above raw foods. In a refrigerator, ready-to-eat foods should be stored above raw foods to prevent cross-contamination. Question 32. What is cross-contamination? A. Contamination of food with chemicals. B. Transfer of allergens from one food to another. C. Transfer of contaminants from one surface or food to another. D. Spoiling of food due to temperature abuse. Answer: C. Transfer of contaminants from one surface or food to another. Cross-contamination is the transfer of harmful bacteria or other contaminants from one surface or food to another. Question 33. How can cross-contamination be prevented during food preparation? A. By cooking all food at high temperatures. B. By using the same cutting board for all foods. C. By keeping raw and ready-to-eat foods separate. D. By wiping hands on common towel. Answer: C. By keeping raw and ready-to-eat foods separate. Cross-contamination can be prevented during food preparation by keeping raw and ready-to-eat foods separate and using different equipment for them. Question 34. Why should cutting boards for raw meats and ready-to-eat foods be different? A. To prevent cross-contamination. B. For better organization in the kitchen. C. To comply with color coding systems. D. To enhance the flavor of food. Answer: A. To prevent cross-contamination. Using different cutting boards for raw meats and ready-to-eat foods is important to prevent cross-contamination. Question 35. What is the importance of using separate equipment for raw and cooked foods? A. To preserve the flavor of cooked foods. B. To prevent cross-contamination. C. To make cleaning easier. D. To comply with cooking standards. Answer: B. To prevent cross-contamination. Using separate equipment for raw and cooked foods is crucial to prevent cross-contamination. Question 36. How should chemicals be stored to prevent food contamination? A. Above food preparation areas. B. In the same area as food, but in labeled containers. C. In a separate designated area away from food. D. On the lowest shelf in the storage room. Answer: C. In a separate designated area away from food. Chemicals should be stored in a separate designated area away from food to prevent contamination. Question 37. Why is it important to cover food in storage? A. To prevent drying out. B. To prevent contamination. C. To keep food warm. D. To enhance flavor. Answer: B. To prevent contamination. Covering food in storage is important to prevent contamination from physical, chemical, and biological sources. Question 38. What precautions should be taken when transporting food to avoid cross-contamination? A. Use the same containers for all types of food. B. Stack raw foods above ready-to-eat foods. C. Ensure foods are properly sealed and separated. D. Transport all food at room temperature. Answer: C. Ensure foods are properly sealed and separated. When transporting food, it is important to ensure foods are properly sealed and separated to avoid cross-contamination. Question 39. How should allergenic foods be handled to prevent cross-contact? A. Store them with non-allergenic foods. B. Use the same equipment for all foods. C. Use separate equipment and utensils. D. Cook allergenic foods first. Answer: C. Use separate equipment and utensils. Allergenic foods should be handled with separate equipment and utensils to prevent cross-contact with non-allergenic foods. Question 40. What steps should be taken if a food contact surface is contaminated? A. Ignore if it's a small contamination. B. Wipe it with a dry cloth. C. Clean and sanitize the surface. D. Rinse with water only. Answer: C. Clean and sanitize the surface. If a food contact surface is contaminated, it should be cleaned and sanitized properly to remove contaminants and reduce the risk of foodborne illness. Question 41. What is the correct order of steps for cleaning and sanitizing? A. Rinse, sanitize, clean, air dry. B. Clean, rinse, sanitize, air dry. C. Sanitize, clean, rinse, air dry. D. Clean, air dry, rinse, sanitize. Answer: B. Clean, rinse, sanitize, air dry. The correct order of steps for cleaning and sanitizing is to clean, rinse, sanitize, and then allow to air dry. Question 42. Why must food contact surfaces be cleaned and sanitized? A. To remove visible dirt and reduce allergens. B. To prevent chemical contamination. C. To prevent pest infestation. D. To remove food residue and reduce pathogen levels. Answer: D. To remove food residue and reduce pathogen levels. Food contact surfaces must be cleaned and sanitized to remove food residue and reduce pathogen levels, ensuring food safety. Question 43. What is the difference between a sanitizer and a disinfectant? A. Sanitizers are for hands, disinfectants are for surfaces. B. Sanitizers reduce bacteria, disinfectants kill all microorganisms. C. Sanitizers are used on food, disinfectants are not. D. There is no difference. Answer: B. Sanitizers reduce bacteria, disinfectants kill all microorganisms. The difference is that sanitizers reduce bacteria to safe levels as determined by public health standards, whereas disinfectants kill a wider range of microorganisms. Question 44. How often should food contact surfaces be sanitized? A. Once a day at the end of the day. B. After each use. C. Once a week. D. Only when visibly dirty. Answer: B. After each use. Food contact surfaces should be sanitized after each use to prevent cross-contamination and ensure food safety. Question 45. What are the correct concentrations for chlorine and quaternary ammonium sanitizers? A. 50 to 100 ppm for chlorine, 200 to 400 ppm for quaternary ammonium. B. 10 to 50 ppm for chlorine, 100 to 200 ppm for quaternary ammonium. C. 100 to 200 ppm for chlorine, 400 to 600 ppm for quaternary ammonium. D. 200 to 300 ppm for chlorine, 600 to 800 ppm for quaternary ammonium. Answer A. 50 to 100 ppm for chlorine, 200 to 400 ppm for quaternary ammonium. The correct concentrations are 50 to 100 ppm for chlorine sanitizers and 200 to 400 ppm for quaternary ammonium sanitizers. Question 46. What should be done if a sanitizer solution becomes cloudy or dirty? A. Continue using it for another hour. B. Add more sanitizer to the solution. C. Replace it with a fresh solution. D. Filter it before further use. Answer. C. Replace it with a fresh solution. If a sanitizer solution becomes cloudy or dirty, it should be replaced with a fresh solution to ensure its effectiveness. Question 47. How should cloths used for wiping food spills be handled? A. Used continuously throughout the day. B. Stored in a sanitizer solution between uses. C. Rinsed with water only after each use. D. Disposed of after each use. Answer. B. Stored in a sanitizer solution between uses. Cloths used for wiping food spills should be stored in a sanitizer solution between uses to prevent them from becoming a source of contamination. Question 48. What is the importance of allowing sanitizer to air dry on surfaces? A. To save time on drying with a towel. B. To allow the sanitizer to evaporate completely. C. To ensure maximum effectiveness of the sanitizer. D. To prevent water spots. Answer. C. To ensure maximum effectiveness of the sanitizer. Allowing sanitizer to air dry on surfaces is important to ensure maximum effectiveness, as it needs time to kill the bacteria. Question 49. How should mop water and cleaning solutions be disposed of? A. In the nearest sink. B. In a designated utility sink. C. Outside the back door. D. Reused for the next cleaning. Answer. B. In a designated utility sink. Mop water and cleaning solutions should be disposed of in a designated utility sink, not in sinks used for food preparation or hand washing. Question 50. What are the steps for cleaning a mechanical dishwasher? A. Rinse with water, then sanitize. B. Clean traps, wash arms, and panels. C. Run empty with detergent. D. Sanitize, then air dry. Answer. B. Clean traps, wash arms, and panels. The steps for cleaning a mechanical dishwasher include cleaning the traps, wash arms, and panels to ensure it operates effectively and sanitizes dishes properly. Question 51. What are signs of pest infestation in a food establishment? A. Unusual odors and employee complaints. B. Presence of droppings, nests, or damage to food packages. C. High noise levels at night. D. Frequent equipment malfunctions. Answer. B. Presence of droppings, nests, or damage to food packages. Signs of pest infestation include the presence of droppings, nests, or damage to food packages, indicating the presence of rodents or insects. Question 52. Why is pest control important in food safety? A. To prevent damage to the building. B. To reduce food costs. C. To maintain a pleasant ambience. D. To prevent contamination and disease. Answer. D. To prevent contamination and disease. Pest control is important in food safety to prevent contamination and the spread of disease by pests, which can compromise food safety. Question 53. What are common pests found in food establishments? A. Birds and cats. B. Rodents and insects. C. Pets and wildlife. D. Microorganisms and bacteria. Answer. B. Rodents and insects. Common pests found in food establishments include rodents, like rats and mice, and insects, like cockroaches and flies. Question 54. What steps can be taken to prevent pest entry into a food establishment? A. Keeping doors open for ventilation. B. Using air curtains and keeping areas clean. C. Installing bright lights inside and outside. D. Leaving food out to distract pests. Answer. B. Using air curtains and keeping areas clean. To prevent pest entry, using air curtains and keeping areas clean and free of food debris are effective steps. Question 55. How should food be stored to prevent pest access? A. In open containers for easy access. B. On the floor in dry storage areas. C. In airtight containers and off the floor. D. Near the entrance for quick restocking. Answer. C. In airtight containers and off the floor. Food should be stored in airtight containers and kept off the floor to prevent pest access. Question 56. What should be done if pests are detected in a food establishment? A. Ignore them unless they are in the kitchen. B. Try to catch them using DIY methods. C. Contact a professional pest control service. D. Spray pesticides during business hours. Answer. C. Contact a professional pest control service. If pests are detected, it is important to contact a professional pest control service to safely and effectively deal with the problem. Question 57. Why is it important to regularly inspect shipments for signs of pests? A. To ensure product quality. B. To prevent the introduction of pests into the establishment. C. To comply with health regulations. D. To maintain good relationships with suppliers. Answer. B. To prevent the introduction of pests into the establishment. Regularly inspecting shipments for signs of pests is important to prevent the introduction of pests into the food establishment. Question 58. What are the risks associated with using pesticides in a food establishment? A. Attracting more pests. B. Creating a pleasant smell. C. Contaminating food and harming humans. D. Increasing cleaning frequency. Answer. C. Contaminating food and harming humans. Using pesticides in a food establishment carries the risk of contaminating food and potentially harming humans. Question 59. How should waste be managed to reduce the risk of pests? A. By storing it indoors for long periods. B. By compacting it and washing containers regularly. C. By leaving it open to air out. D. By sorting it into recyclables and non-recyclables. Answer. B. By compacting it and washing containers regularly. Waste should be managed by compacting it and washing containers regularly to reduce the risk of attracting pests. Question 60. What is an integrated pest management (IPM) program? A. A program that uses only chemical treatments for pests. B. A strategy that combines various practices for effective pest control. C. A cleaning schedule to prevent pest infestations. D. A set of rules for employees to follow to prevent pests. Answer. B. A strategy that combines various practices for effective pest control. An integrated pest management (IPM) program is a strategy that combines various practices, such as sanitation, maintenance, and chemical treatments, for effective and environmentally sensitive pest control. Question 61. What is a hazard analysis and critical control points (HACCP) plan? A. A plan for employee health monitoring. B. A management system that identifies, evaluates, and controls hazards. C. A guideline for nutritional content of food. D. A record of all accidents in the kitchen. Answer. B. A management system that identifies, evaluates, and controls hazards. A hazard analysis and critical control points (HACCP) plan is a management system that identifies, evaluates, and controls hazards which are significant for food safety. Question 62. Why is it important to have a food safety management system in place? A. To speed up food production. B. To reduce food costs. C. To ensure consistent food quality. D. To identify and control food safety hazards. Answer. D. To identify and control food safety hazards. It is important to have a food safety management system to identify and control food safety hazards, ensuring the safety of the food served. Question 63. What are critical control points in a food process? A. Stages where customer service is assessed. B. Points in a process where hazards can be prevented, eliminated, or reduced. C. Steps where food is tasted for quality. D. The final stage of food preparation. Answer. B. Points in a process where hazards can be prevented, eliminated, or reduced. Critical control points in a food process are points where hazards can be prevented, eliminated, or reduced to safe levels. Question 64. How should a food recall be handled in a food establishment? A. By continuing to use the recalled product until it's finished. B. By immediately removing the product and following the recall instructions. C. By notifying only the management. D. By marking the product for later review. Answer. B. By immediately removing the product and following the recall instructions. A food recall should be handled by immediately removing the recalled product from inventory and following the instructions provided in the recall notice. Question 65. What is the role of a food safety manager in a food establishment? A. To cook food at safe temperatures. B. To oversee customer service. C. To manage the budget and cut costs. D. To oversee the overall food safety program. Answer. D. To oversee the overall food safety program. The role of a food safety manager in a food establishment is to oversee the overall food safety program, ensuring that the food served is safe to eat. Question 66. What records should be kept as part of a food safety management system? A. Employee attendance records. B. Daily sales and inventory records. C. Temperature logs and cleaning schedules. D. Menu changes and customer feedback. Answer. C. Temperature logs and cleaning schedules. As part of a food safety management system, records such as temperature logs, cleaning schedules, and HACCP documentation should be kept. Question 67. Why is staff training important in maintaining food safety? A. To increase staff productivity. B. To ensure staff are knowledgeable and can implement food safety practices. C. To comply with employee union requirements. D. To create a competitive work environment. Answer. B. To ensure staff are knowledgeable and can implement food safety practices. Staff training is important in maintaining food safety because it ensures that all staff members are knowledgeable about and can effectively implement food safety practices. Question 68. What should be included in a food safety audit? A. A review of the menu and food prices. B. A check of employee health and hygiene. C. An evaluation of food safety practices and compliance with regulations. D. A survey of customer satisfaction with food quality. Answer. C. An evaluation of food safety practices and compliance with regulations. A food safety audit should include an evaluation of food safety practices and compliance with relevant regulations. Question 69. How can food safety management help in risk assessment? A. By focusing only on financial risks. B. By identifying potential food safety hazards and implementing control measures. C. By assessing the risks to employee safety. D. By evaluating the risks of new menu items. Answer. B. By identifying potential food safety hazards and implementing control measures. Food safety management helps in risk assessment by identifying potential food safety hazards and implementing control measures to reduce these risks. Question 70. What are the consequences of non-compliance with food safety regulations? A. Increased marketing opportunities. B. Improved staff morale. C. Legal actions and damage to reputation. D. Faster food preparation times. Answer. C. Legal actions and damage to reputation. Non-compliance with food safety regulations can lead to legal actions, fines, and damage to the establishment's reputation. Question 71. How should food be stored to prevent contamination? A. At room temperature to preserve its natural taste. B. In labeled, sealed containers and at the correct temperature. C. In bulk containers to reduce waste. D. As close to the kitchen door as possible for easy access. Answer. B. In labeled, sealed containers and at the correct temperature. Food should be stored in labeled, sealed containers and at the correct temperature to prevent contamination. Question 72. Explain the term shelf life in relation to food safety. A. The time a food product can be safely left on a shelf in a store. B. The duration for which a food product remains at peak quality. C. The time period for which a food product remains safe to consume. D. The time it takes for a food product to be restocked. Answer. C. The time period for which a food product remains safe to consume. Shelf life in relation to food safety refers to the time period for which a food product remains safe to consume. Question 73. What is the correct way to label food for storage? A. With the name of the food and the chef's name. B. With the name of the food and preparation date. C. With the price of the food and its ingredients. D. With the food's color and texture description. Answer. B. With the name of the food and preparation date. The correct way to label food for storage is with the name of the food and its preparation or expiration date. Question 74. Describe the role of food additives in food safety. A. To enhance the flavor and appearance of food only. B. To preserve food and extend its shelf life. C. To increase the nutritional value of food. D. To make food preparation faster. Answer. B. To preserve food and extend its shelf life. The role of food additives in food safety is primarily to preserve food and extend its shelf life, which helps in preventing foodborne illnesses. Question 75. What is the purpose of food safety regulations? A. To make food preparation processes more complex. B. To control the cost of food production. C. To ensure public health and safety. D. To limit the variety of food available. Answer. C. To ensure public health and safety. The purpose of food safety regulations is to ensure public health and safety by setting standards for food production, handling, and preparation. Question 76. What are the guidelines for handling ready-to-eat food? A. Handle with bare hands for better control. B. Use gloves or utensils to minimize direct contact. C. Taste test each batch before serving. D. Serve immediately after cooking. Answer. B. Use gloves or utensils to minimize direct contact. The guidelines for handling ready-to-eat food include using gloves or utensils to minimize direct hand contact, thus reducing the risk of contamination. Question 77. How can nail polish or false nails affect food safety? A. They can enhance the chef's appearance. B. They can be a physical hazard if they chip off into food. C. They improve grip on kitchen tools. D. They have no effect on food safety. Answer. B. They can be a physical hazard if they chip off into food. Nail polish or false nails can affect food safety as they can be a physical hazard if they chip off into the food, posing a risk of contamination. Question 78. Why is it important to avoid touching face or hair while handling food? A. To prevent physical discomfort. B. To maintain personal hygiene. C. To avoid distracting other staff members. D. To prevent contamination of food with bacteria. Answer. D. To prevent contamination of food with bacteria. It is important to avoid touching face or hair while handling food to prevent contamination with bacteria or other pathogens. Question 79. What should a food handler do after using the restroom? A. Immediately return to work. B. Use a hand sanitizer. C. Wash hands thoroughly with soap and water. D. Wipe hands on a cloth towel. Answer: C. Wash hands thoroughly with soap and water. After using the restroom, a food handler should wash their hands thoroughly with soap and water to prevent the spread of bacteria and contamination of food. Question 80. Explain the importance of not working while suffering from gastrointestinal symptoms. A. To prevent worsening of the individual's condition. B. To comply with workplace policies. C. To avoid spreading illnesses to coworkers and customers. D. To preserve the quality of the food being prepared. Answer: C. To avoid spreading illnesses to coworkers and customers. Not working while suffering from gastrointestinal symptoms is important to avoid spreading illnesses, such as norovirus or salmonella, to coworkers and customers. Question 81. How does altitude affect cooking temperatures and times? A. Higher altitudes require lower temperatures and shorter cooking times. B. Altitude does not have any effect on cooking. C. Higher altitudes require higher temperatures and longer cooking times. D. Higher altitudes require lower temperatures and longer cooking times. Answer: C. Higher altitudes require higher temperatures and longer cooking times. At higher altitudes, water boils at a lower temperature, so cooking temperatures and times may need to be increased to ensure food safety. Question 82. What are the guidelines for marinating food safely? A. Marinate food at room temperature for better flavor absorption. B. Marinate food in a sealed container in the refrigerator. C. Reuse marinade for multiple batches of food. D. Marinate foods for several days to kill bacteria. Answer: B. Marinate food in a sealed container in the refrigerator. For safety, food should be marinated in a sealed container in the refrigerator to prevent bacterial growth. Question 83. Explain the concept of first in, first out, FIFO, in food storage. A. Use the newest products first to keep inventory fresh. B. Store food based on its nutritional value. C. Use older products first to reduce waste. D. Rotate food based on color and size. Answer: C. Use older products first to reduce waste. The first in, first out, FIFO concept means using older products first before newer ones to minimize waste and ensure food quality. Question 84. What is the correct procedure for checking the temperature of refrigerated storage? A. Check the temperature once a week with a food thermometer. B. Place a thermometer in the warmest part of the refrigerator. C. Rely on the refrigerator's built-in thermometer only. D. Check the temperature daily with an infrared thermometer. Answer: B. Place a thermometer in the warmest part of the refrigerator. The correct procedure is to place a thermometer in the warmest part of the refrigerator and check it regularly to ensure a proper temperature. Question 85. Describe how to properly use and calibrate a food thermometer. A. Calibrate daily using boiling water and adjust to 212 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius. B. Use it straight from the package without calibration. C. Calibrate using ice water and adjust to 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius. D. Calibrate only when the readings seem incorrect. Answer: C. Calibrate using ice water and adjust to 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius. A food thermometer should be properly calibrated using ice water method and adjusted to 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius, to ensure accurate temperature readings. Question 86. What is the importance of food-grade containers in preventing contamination? A. They are cheaper and more readily available. B. They keep food warmer for longer periods. C. They prevent chemical contamination from non-food grade materials. D. They are more durable and last longer. Answer: C. They prevent chemical contamination from non-food grade materials. Food-grade containers are important in preventing contamination as they are designed to prevent chemical contamination from non-food-grade materials. Question 87. How should utensils be stored to prevent contamination? A. With the handles facing down. B. In a container of water at room temperature. C. With the handles facing up. D. Uncovered on a shelf. Answer. C. With the handles facing up. Utensils should be stored with the handles facing up to prevent contamination of the parts that come in contact with food. Question 88. Explain how proper ventilation can reduce the risk of cross-contamination. A. It keeps the kitchen cooler and more comfortable. B. It removes airborne contaminants and reduces moisture. C. It spreads aromas throughout the kitchen. D. It increases air circulation to dry surfaces faster. Answer. B. It removes airborne contaminants and reduces moisture. Proper ventilation helps reduce the risk of cross-contamination by removing airborne contaminants and reducing excess moisture in the kitchen. Question 89. What are the best practices for handling ice to prevent contamination? A. Use clean, gloved hands to scoop ice. B. Use a clean, dedicated ice scoop and store it outside the ice machine. C. Use any glass or cup to scoop ice. D. Allow staff to scoop ice with bare hands for efficiency. Answer. B. Use a clean, dedicated ice scoop and store it outside the ice machine. The best practice for handling ice to prevent contamination is to use a clean, dedicated ice scoop and to store it outside the ice machine, not in the ice. Question 90. How should raw meat be stored in relation to other foods in a refrigerator? A. Above cooked and ready-to-eat foods. B. In the same container as vegetables for space efficiency. C. On the top shelf for easy access. D. Below cooked and ready-to-eat foods. Answer. D. Below cooked and ready-to-eat foods. Raw meat should be stored below cooked and ready-to-eat foods in a refrigerator to prevent potential drip and cross-contamination. Question 91. What are the guidelines for changing sanitizing solution in a 3-compartment sink? A. Change it once it becomes visibly dirty. B. Change it every 4 hours. C. Change it at the end of each shift. D. Change it only when it fails a sanitizer test strip. Answer. A. Change it once it becomes visibly dirty. The sanitizing solution in a 3-compartment sink should be changed once it becomes visibly dirty to ensure its effectiveness. Question 92. How should cutting boards be maintained to prevent contamination? A. Replace them annually. B. Soak them in water overnight. C. Wash, rinse, and sanitize after each use. D. Use only wooden cutting boards as they are less prone to bacteria. Answer. C. Wash, rinse, and sanitize after each use. Cutting boards should be washed, rinsed, and sanitized after each use to prevent contamination. Question 93. What is the proper way to clean and sanitize a meat slicer? A. Wipe it with a cloth after each use. B. Clean and sanitize every 4 hours of use. C. Rinse with water only to retain its sharpness. D. Clean it at the end of the day. Answer. B. Clean and sanitize every 4 hours of use. A meat slicer should be cleaned and sanitized every 4 hours of use to prevent the buildup of food residue and bacteria. Question 94. Explain the importance of hand sinks in maintaining food safety. A. They are used for washing produce. B. They provide a place for staff to wash their hands, reducing contamination. C. They are used for dishwashing. D. They are a source of water for cooking. Answer. B. They provide a place for staff to wash their hands, reducing contamination. Hand sinks are important in maintaining food safety as they provide a designated place for staff to wash their hands, reducing the risk of food contamination. Question 95. What are the steps for cleaning up a biohazard, such as vomit or blood, in a food establishment? A. Sweep it up and mop the area. B. Cover it with a cloth and continue working. C. Isolate the area, clean, and sanitize it. D. Ignore it if it is in a non-food area. Answer: C. Isolate the area, clean, and sanitize it. The steps for cleaning up a biohazard include isolating the area, cleaning it thoroughly, and then sanitizing the area to prevent contamination. Question 96. What are the best practices for inspecting deliveries to prevent pest infestations? A. Check only the exterior of the deliveries. B. Inspect deliveries quickly to save time. C. Thoroughly inspect deliveries upon arrival. D. Inspect deliveries at the end of the day. Answer: C. Thoroughly inspect deliveries upon arrival. Best practices include thoroughly inspecting deliveries upon arrival for signs of pests to prevent infestations. Question 97. Explain the role of proper lighting in deterring pests in a food establishment. A. Pests are attracted to dim lighting. B. Bright lighting can disorient pests and deter them. C. Pests prefer brightly lit areas. D. Lighting has no impact on pests. Answer: B. Bright lighting can disorient pests and deter them. Proper lighting, particularly bright lighting, can deter pests as it can disorient them and make the environment less appealing. Question 98. What are the guidelines for sealing openings to prevent pest entry? A. Seal openings larger than 2 inches only. B. Sealing is unnecessary if pesticides are used. C. Seal all openings, no matter how small. D. Focus on sealing doors and windows only. Answer: C. Seal all openings, no matter how small. The guidelines for sealing openings to prevent pest entry include sealing all openings, no matter how small, to eliminate entry points for pests. Question 99. How should outdoor dining areas be maintained to prevent pest infestations? A. By using strong air fresheners. B. By keeping the area clean and free of food debris. C. By covering the area with netting. D. By spraying pesticides regularly. Answer: B. By keeping the area clean and free of food debris. Outdoor dining areas should be kept clean and free of food debris to prevent attracting pests and potential infestations. Question 100. What are the risks associated with DIY pest control methods in a food establishment? A. They are more time-consuming than professional services. B. They can be ineffective and potentially dangerous. C. They are typically more expensive. D. They can attract more pests. Answer: B. They can be ineffective and potentially dangerous. DIY pest control methods can be ineffective and potentially dangerous, posing risks to food safety and health.